Oh geez, Rick, we have some shit to do today. From what I recall from our last session, we have to go do a murder in a swamp, and then we have some notes to drop off at the Inquisitors. To be fair, that's not a great deal to do today. It's seeming weirdly light, weirdly straightforward so far. I mean, obviously there's going to be combat to be had once we get to the swamp to deal with the horrible, naughty, bad, stinky men who abducted Eva, or Eva willingly went to. But after that, like it seems like we're just sort of done already, and that that's way too kind for Pathologic, is what I'm trying to get at here. That's way too straightforward. It's way too just do quest, be done with quest. No horrible twists, no everything that I've worked for falling down around my ears and crumpling to a pile of smouldering wreckage, you know. No horror shows involved in any way, and I feel like there has to be more to it than that, right? There has to be. Because it's Pathologic. Because this is what Pathologic is. It's a suffering simulator. It's what you do when you want to suffer. You play Pathologic. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I think I might have to do something about this infection. How many Druggeroonies do we have? We only have 2 Druggeroonies left, so I should probably be keeping my eyes out for getting a few more of them, because I don't think those 2 are going to last us until the end of day 12, when we're currently only on day 7, and I'm about to use one of them, I think. It's only relatively early, right? Yeah, not even 11 o'clock yet, so we should have time to pop some drugs and then maybe have like a power nap. Have like 3 or 4 hours sleep. That might cause me issues somewhere down the line if the quests do end up unrolling a bit and taking a little bit more than I was expecting. But we'll see, won't we? We'll see. This is what multiple save slots are for. They're for trying shit. And I don't think we can accept this level of infection for much longer. We're gonna have to do something about it. So this is why I'm heading to Vlad the Younger's place, in case you were curious. I just want to trade with these fine folks out here first real quick. Do you happen to have any infection medication, you lively gal you? No, you do have a single revolver bullet. You know what? I know needles are useful for getting schmauders, but we'll do that. We'll trade one away for a bullet, that's fine. Why do these guys not have bandages anymore? Is that like only a thing up to day 6 and then they just stop? It's rarer at least, even if they've not completely disappeared. Right, okay, so we're going to save here in a new slot. Then we're going to do that. How's my immunity? Might as well try and bump that up a little bit as well while we're waiting. And then, you know what, we'll use the morphine. It's a lot stronger than the Meridor. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Those are some adequate health, but look, I'm sorry I slept in your bed without even acknowledging your existence. I just swooped in here and decided to take a nap in your homestead. But you really don't have to be quite so creepy about it, you know? You don't have to just sort of stand there blocking my exit like something out of fucking Misery. just leaning over me while I sleep. It's not necessary. Can't you get confused about your well some more? Can't you spend all your time just panicking about the fact that weird noises are coming from your well? Because that's a normal thing to do. It's a normal thing to have a house that is like 3/4 well as well. That guy's house is literally just a bed and a well. That's all he has in there. I assume that's not actually his house, right? Like, obviously he is an Olgimski, so presumably he has lodgings at the Olgimski manor, at their residence. But he goes out there because he's got shit to do, and he's like in charge of the water supply or something, right? Or at least taking a particular interest in the water supply, so that's why he's hanging out by the well, I assume. Okay. This could be spicy. Probably not going to be able to do this with a knife. That's sort of one of the reasons I picked up that bullet, but we'll give it a go. Yep, okay, they're coming straight for me. Oh shit, they're all coming straight for me. I thought I'd just managed to aggro one of them, but... Oh. Interesting. This seems manipulatable. This seems like my out. I don't know if it's worth it, mind you. Because it's going to take a lot of time to do this, but... God, these guys are shit, aren't they? These are like the easiest guys to knife down in the game, thankfully. Which makes this fucking 6v1 that I've stumbled my way into a lot more reasonable. Much more reasonable than the army of knife men in the factory, anyway. A warehouse, not the factory, you know what I mean. You understand me. You're on my wavelength. Oh fuck, wait, he didn't hit me. How did he not hit me? I'm not complaining, but how did he not hit me? The animation went through my, like, it clipped through my screen. I could see the inside of his arm. There's no way that didn't hit me. Whatever. Come on then, bud. It's you and me now. I know there's a couple more lurking about. There we go. Just aggroed one of them. There's another butcher about as well. Don't know why he just sort of froze up there. The panic in his eyes. Got completely overwhelmed by my superior knife skills. That attack just doesn't seem to have a hitbox. Again, not complaining, but why am I not taking damage from being slapped around by this lad? I almost just want to sort of stand in it and see if anything happens. I mean, I'm not going to, but it really doesn't seem like... Okay, yeah, he can hit me. Okay, fair enough. The hitbox on those swings is a lot smaller than it's a lot smaller than it appears to be there. I don't think I actually have to kill this guy. He seemed a bit confused, but I just didn't want him like sneaking up on me from behind, you know, when I'm least expecting it, making life difficult for me. Okay, that was nice and easy. I mean, oh, I was going to say none of them had any loot, but this one apparently has tririne extract, so maybe I should go check the other ones again. I did try looting them, but maybe I wasn't, like, pointing my camera correctly or something. Or have their bodies already disappeared? No, there they are. Yeah, tririne extract. Lots and lots of tririne extract. I don't know if this is useful, but it's free. Boosts immunity and reduces health. Okay. Oh, each takes a slot. Okay, we'll leave one behind. It's not more valuable than anything I've got with me. And I'm probably just going to sell it all anyway. Hello. Not chatty, hey? I guess we'll talk to Andre instead then. Hello.
Yes?
Ah, you've come at last, thanks. But evidently it's all been pointless. I'm an idiot. Where's Ava? Is she alive? No, I'm pretty certain she's dead by now. There was a mistake, it seems. A terrible mistake. Although there was reason for us to come here too. Ah, to hell with all this. A mistake? Tell me. I received a farewell letter from Ava informing me that she was planning to take her own life at the cathedral. Convinced that a miracle would be there for her, she wanted to jump from the balustrade and fly. An insane, rambling letter, apparently written by an already deranged person. And then what? I barely had time to comprehend what had happened, and then the dancer, Ayan, appeared. She said that the worms were sending their regards. They were thankful that I had fed my woman to them. We're even now, they said. You know me. Without further dilly-dallying, I put two and two together and came to the conclusion that they were referring to Ava. How in the world is she your woman? Actually, she is. Well, was. She was free to choose her own life and do as she pleased, but she was my woman. You have nothing to be distressed about. Your woman is Maria. I would have gladly switched places with you, but she obviously would never see an equal in me, and it's irrelevant now anyway. So, what happened to Ava? What do you mean? Ava jumped from the balustrade of the cathedral. That's the kind of cathedral we have now, consecrated by suicide, but poor Ava thought otherwise. She wanted to become the soul of the cathedral. She never knew that that stupid construction was not intended to be a focus. What focus? You mean the focus that the Canes mentioned? Erecting a construction that can hold a soul is not humanly possible. We only managed to do it once, just recently, but that's another story. It's not humanly possible, but we did it. Alright, Andre. You'll come to know everything in due time. As for our cathedral, it's cursed. The whole town is, since today. She wrote a letter to me too, said she was going to purify the place for a new guest. That means the place is the cathedral and the guest is Aglaia, right? It makes sense. She wrote to me that the only thing she was always ready to give her life for is the cause my brother and I have pledged ourselves to. So she wanted to imbue the building with her soul. That was her personal interpretation of our cause, an interpretation both deranged and lovely. She knew how to get straight to the heart. But her interpretation was too literal. Someone must have put it in her head, and I think I know who. I actually don't think I know who. Was it... Well, am I meant to have put something together here? Is it Aglaia? Is it Aglaia we're blaming for this? Madame Lilac herself? Is that... Oh, we're heading back to her anyway. I mean, it seems reasonable to assume that if she was interpreting Andre's words to mean that her soul can be trapped in the cathedral or something. She can like possess the cathedral as a living entity. It seems reasonable that she would have pulled that from Andre, who apparently has already done that once before. Spoilers with the polyhedron. So why are we blaming Aglaia for this? She's just sort of rocked up and taken the place as her headquarters. She's not really got anything to do with Ava. I'm not sure she even spoke to her, right? I might be jumping to conclusions, assuming that the person we're meant to be going after is Aglaia at this point, but I don't know. The game sort of implied that I should know who's to blame here, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't. I'm big dummy. I actually want to go this way. I was heading for the gap in the fence around here-ish, because that's my usual entrance to the town from this route, but it looks like since we're heading for the cathedral, we probably want to go the long way around. Because the long way around will actually be the short way around that keeps us out of this hell. Although I would quite like to just sneak on over to my boy the guardsman here and just see if he's got anything worthwhile for trade. Because I know they trade for Twyrene. Do they trade for Twyween extract is the question. They don't. Okay, good to know. That answered that question pretty promptly, didn't it? Okay, well, we gotta go into the stinky zone now. Expert job of avoiding that, Joe. I'm not sure I did avoid that, to be honest. I'm not sure I did. I tried, though. I did my best. There's a lot of rats around here. This place is overly verminiscus. That's almost certainly not a word, but it sounded cool. Hello, I got your notes and also possibly want to question you about Eva's death. By the way, I'm aware that sometimes I pronounce it Eva and sometimes I pronounce it Ava, and I'm not going to stop doing that.
Cheer up. These things happen.
I'm listening. You know what? I have been told that either Kaminsky or Orff was coming. Are you disappointed? No, we were expecting a Punisher and instead... An angel descended? No. Personally for you, at best. My disposition is fearsome, which you will have ample opportunity to observe. There's lots of blood to spill, but I'm positive, and this is what makes me different from Kaminsky, that I can keep the body count to a necessary minimum. This comes with the line of work, I suppose.
What?
So I managed to take some shit from the Watchers. Right, let me see. Yes, that's about what I was expecting. Numbers, dates, notes. Very good. If only these seeds of truth weren't intermixed with so much chaff. This would give us a dramatic push in the right direction. Excuse me. It seems simple comparison won't be enough to figure out the false report. They all describe different things, and there might be 2 false ones. A pity, Daniel. We must hurry before they're gone. Find out which one of them is which. Outsmart them. Outsmart them how? It seems one of them is a liar and a traitor. I suspect it was they that sent you these letters that would enrage you so and even endanger your life. One of those reports is a farewell gift from them, a false lead that will put you on a false trail. How did you find that out? A friend of mine gave me something before I left for this place. He knew some of the internal workings of this whole affair, and questioning Vlad Olgimpsky confirmed my hypothesis. Both he and Saburov knew that there were Watchers active around here. And yet they told me nothing. They may have been intimidated into keeping silent. Fine, how can I help you? Try and find out which one of them is the liar. Like in the old riddle, the traitor is sure to lie. Someone who hesitates could both lie and tell the truth. The last one will be truthful until the end. But even the truthful Watcher won't be very forthcoming. Are you up to the task? Well, you would fare better. No, they wouldn't tell me anything at all, even if I was resorted to torture. These Watchers are a special breed, different from you and me. Very well, I'll try. Back to the Watchers, I suppose. Do you have anything to say on Ava at all? No? Okay. Okay. I'll go back to the Watchers and find out which one of them is a filthy, filthy liar. Fair enough. Ava is no more. She wanted us to put a miracle into place and become the living soul of the lifeless cathedral. Could it be that she chose the most terrible act imaginable to accomplish this? Ava, there is an enormous gap between self-sacrifice and suicide. Is it finally time to go upstairs in the cathedral? Are we going to find like some proof that she was up here? I don't know if there's like something else we're meant to be doing at this point. If there's another step in this Ava quest. It feels like it just sort of petered out, right? We killed all those dudes and got fucking nothing for it. Which it's not unheard of in Pathologic, honestly. That's not completely out of left field for the game to just be like, hey, do this. No, you're not getting anything as a reward, fuck you. But I don't know, it felt a little bit inconclusive to me, you know? I do have a... Right, no, that's 807, that's from earlier. Visiting Andre in the pub won't really pay off now, I don't think. I don't know, I guess we'll focus on the Watcher stuff, but we'll keep the Ava business in the back of our minds, and if a spark of inspiration comes, then we can follow up on that as we go. You're gonna try and kill me? I'd prefer it if you didn't, honestly. I feel like if one of them's going to be a liar, it's going to be this one, because he very willingly gave over the documents, right? The others I had to sort of talk into it. This guy was just like, no, take them. I know one of you always tells the truth, another always lies, and the third does a little bit of both. I hope you're not going to deny that. That is true. But how does that help you? Oh, it's going to be a fucking mind-boggly puzzle that I'm not going to be able to work out because my brain is small and rattles around in my skull when I move my head too quickly. Could really do with making notes. As lame as this is, I could really do with making notes on this. I had a Sharpie here by my desk at one point. Where the fuck's it gone? I've got paper. I'm semi-prepared. Well, shit. Okay, no notes for me. We're doing this off the dome. Never mind. Which of those are you? I'm the honest servant, of course. Were you expecting a different answer? Undoubtedly. Which of the three was the Knots Watcher? He says the Knots is the liar and the traitor. Okay, I'll go talk to him. And what do you have to say of the Earth Watcher? That's the one who does both. Okay. So, this guy says he's the truth teller, the Knots Watcher is the liar, and the Earth Watcher, I just walked through a cloud, is the normal human being who does both on occasion, depending on, you know, the situation and the need. He's not a pure paragon of falsehood or truth-telling. Oh, yes, that is a thing I need. Thank you. Thank you very much. How about you? You got anything cool for me? Like bullets, perhaps? These are trade for food, though. Oh wait, I do have a hook. I don't think that's useful to me for anything else. Cool. Like, this is like a really basic riddle that there's like an easy, straightforward, unfailing solution to. I know that for a fact, but like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I'm gonna struggle with it. I think I'm gonna struggle. He said this guy always lies, right? Because Earth is this is the knots, and Earth is the far right section. I think. Yes? Correct? Maybe? Pretty certain Earth is the far right section, at least. I didn't know this place was called the Knots before now, but I've definitely heard the other area referred to as Earth before. Why am I getting stanky? What's stankying me? I deftly, nimbly avoided all of the stank, so why am I getting stanked up? I have to re-drug myself, hang on. I'm gonna hang out in diseased areas all day. I'm gonna have to make sure I'm careful about these things. Okay. I know one of you is truthful, always lies. Which one are you? So he says he's honest, the other guy says he's a liar. So at present, one of them could be true and the other could be a liar. One could be a liar and the other one could be true. Or either of those could be the case and the other one could be the one who does both. Or either of them could be the one who does both and the other one could be either. Like, this tells me nothing. Okay. So the Stoneyard does both, according to him. And the Earth is the liar. Okay, let's think about this, right? He says the Earth guy is the liar. The other guy says the Earth guy is the guy who does both. So they're obviously not both telling the truth in this instance. But whether that means one of them always lies or one of them does both, I think we need all three sets of data to truly understand. Even then, it's probably going to take some serious puzzling out on my part, because I don't know. I feel like even with the final set of data, we're not really going to be able to solve this, right? Am I being dumb? Is there like a simple solution to this that I'm not piecing together? The answer is yes, obviously, but what is that simple solution that I'm not piecing together? That should be the question that I'm asking, realistically, shouldn't it? You just had a single cracker, right? Oh no, you had nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. It's 2023 is perfectly appropriate time to make a 90s Simpsons reference. stupid sexy Flanders. Been a very long time since I've seen an episode of The Simpsons. But I will defend The Simpsons as being better than people give it credit for. Very easy to shit on it these days and be like, oh, it went downhill, and yeah, obviously it did go downhill, I'm not going to pretend otherwise, but it's watchable. Like, I feel like I'd rather watch Modern Simpsons than Modern Family Guy or whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever low bar that is to cover, but this is still the wrong... Where was the... It's like here, right? Took a wrong turning somewhere. Too busy talking about The Simpsons to pay attention to where I was walking to. But yeah, classic Simpsons is incredible. Genuinely, like, one of the best shows on TV back then. Super influential on so much other stuff as well. Just a really solid family entertainment. Where is this dude? I sort of accidentally stumbled into him last time. Oh, there he is. Here I go again, accidentally stumbling into him. I think from a different angle this time. I think, maybe? Maybe not, I don't know. Okay, so which one are you? Okay, so they've all said they're the honest one. No surprise there, I suppose. I was kind of hoping one of them would claim to be the one who sometimes tells the truth, because I feel like that would have given me more information, maybe, but... They've both the Knots and the Earth guy have said that the Stoneyard guy does both. That is interesting, actually. That is very interesting. Because... Hang on. The gears are turning here. If that were true, and he was the one who does both, then that means one of these, either the Knots or the Stoneyard, is the liar, and the other one is the truth teller, which means the one in the Stoneyard can't be the one in between, because then both a liar and a truth teller will be saying the same thing, which would contradict itself. So, we know for a fact that the one in the Stoneyard is either the truth teller or the liar. He is not the one in between, like these guys say. Wait. Something's happening. Something's happening in my brain here. I'm getting there. So if the Earth and the Knots guy are not the truth teller and the liar, and they're both saying the same thing, that means they're either the truth teller and the one in between, which is impossible because they're saying that this guy, the Stoneyard guy, is the half-true, half-lies guy, which means they're definitely the liar and the one in between. The Stoneyard guy is the truth teller. The truth teller said that the one in the Knots was the liar. Fucking solved it. Awesome. And this is the half-true, half-lies guy. And if he tells half-true and half-lies, he lied that he's the truth teller. He lied that the Stoneyard guy is the half-true, half-lies guy, which means he's going to tell the truth about the Knots guy being the liar. Shit. If he was honest, then what are you? Everyone makes mistakes sometimes. What does that mean? I am the honest servant, of course. Everyone makes mistakes sometimes because he's half true. Yeah, I'm convinced. I'm convinced the Knots guy is the liar. I'm sticking to that. I'm committed. This guy, presumably, he just gives random answers. Random answers that will always lead you to the right solution to a degree. But like when you ask him about the Knots guy, he probably always he can either lie or tell the truth, and that's why it got confused there when He said 2 people always tell the truth. Yeah, I'm sticking with that. Stoneyard always tells the truth. Earth does both. Knots is the liar. Convinced. Convinced. If you couldn't follow my rambling workings outs there, don't worry, I barely follow it myself. If you asked me to repeat how I reached that solution, I would fucking struggle right now. But rest assured that it's correct. That's all we need to know right now, is that it is in fact correct. 100%. 100%. That's how confident I am. That the Knots guy is the liar and the fraud. That was fun. That was fun. You're not used to this game actually giving you like thinky puzzles, you know what I mean? I'm not used to that. Not complaining, but not used to it. We're getting through immunity boosters like no one's fucking business right now. Do these sell at all? 8. Okay, whatever. Take them, man. No, my immunity wasn't that low actually. I thought it was lower than that, but I mostly just wanted to come in here to get away from the rat, to be honest. Like, if I can... Like, you don't get loot from rats, there's absolutely no reason to kill them, so if I can just drop into a building to avoid actually having to fight one and risk taking a hit, then I'll do that. Feels like the smart move to me. Is this the right place? Is this the theatre in front of me? Or am I a little bit... Oh yes, it's the theatre. For some reason I thought I was a little bit skewed. A little bit off from where I wanted to be. This is a bit of a fucking hellhole here. I'm going to save real quick. Before running directly into this Molotov cocktail throwing fucking madman. I don't know what's going to happen when I accuse this guy of lying. I don't know if some shit's going to get real as well, so it's probably a good thing that I saved before doing this as well. Entirely possible he might try and peck my eyes out or something. I've never seen one of these do combat, but I'm not saying they can't. You are the treater. Spare me. Oh no, spare me! It wasn't an incredulous spare me, it was a genuine begging spare me. Don't tell the Inquisitor on me. Who knows, what if you regret your cruelty one day? You're coming with me. Whoa! She's force pushing him off a cliff. What the fuck? I had never clocked that image up there before. That was a new one. I've always been up there. I've been up there a few times. I've never noticed the fucking zombie mural on the wall. So, I'm listening.
Premonitions rarely fail me.
Why was the punishment so quick? An unfortunate accident. I'm truly sorry that everything turned out as it did. I was going to question the Honourable Executor thoroughly tonight, or perhaps the poor sap saw it coming so he jumped off of his own free will. What do you think? Poking my nose into this was a mistake. Oh. Cool picture. I never really understand what this is all about. I've noticed these images on the map screen do change throughout your playthrough, but I don't really know why or why. It's just symbolism shit, isn't it? I don't know. So what was the point of anything today? Nothing I have done has benefited me at all. I've just been catering to the whims of other people. Oinon. 2 days ago I did you a favour. I asked that you return it today. I'm in dire need of an Undertaker uniform, which is to say a cloak and a mask of the kind worn by the Executors. It has become all but impossible to get your hands on these lately. Perhaps there are some in the theatre still, but that place I'm not allowed to enter. Get a cloak and mask for me, please. I'll get you anything in return. Artemy. The Changeling is very likely to make the same request of you. Take my advice and decline her. She'll trick you. Don't tell her I warned you, though. People will die if you do. She hasn't made that request of me, so I guess we'll help Artemy out as well then. Maybe he'll actually reward me in some small way for my work today, instead of just having me fight a mob of dudes to save an architect who really didn't achieve anything, or going around solving logic puzzles and quizzing people in the Stinky Zone in order to help an Inquisitor throw a man off a building. Like, nothing I've done has really felt beneficial to me in any way today. So, yeah. Let's see if Artemy's any different. See if he's a better man. A more generous, giving man than the rest of them. Ooh. Speaking of generous and giving. It's 6 and 1, right? Which equals 7. That's some hard maths to do. Okay, just take 8. Just take 8. Call it a little bonus. A little special gift from me to you. Remember who your friends are, young lady, you know? If you're ever feeling generous, if you ever want to do me a favour in return for the extra presents I gave you today, don't hesitate. And once again, for the 3rd time today, we're going through this horrible hellscape that is the infected zone outside the theatre. Just keeps bringing us back here, doesn't it? To be fair, it's entirely possible I could have read Artemy's letter sooner. Am I going to be able to get past this guy without getting murdered? Seems it. Really should have saved before trying that. That was risky as hell, but... who needs to save when you're this good at video games? Let's save. Where am I going to get a... Do you have one?
They say this book.
Where am I going to get a Stinky Man uniform in here? Can't loot any of these corpses, can I? Can just walk on them, apparently, but... Is there like a segment of this building that I've not been in? Is there like a secret passage somewhere? I know obviously in the opening cutscene you walk along the top, don't you? But I don't think there's any going back there. The door on the other side of this room doesn't actually do anything. Definitely told me to come to the theatre, right? I didn't imagine that. I didn't dream that. Perhaps there's still some in the theatre. Where? Where in the theatre? Whence? Outside? Did the executor we killed drop his clothes on the floor before dying? Like... there's some stuff. And there definitely wasn't just like a corpse on the floor in the cathedral after that guy fell off. Quote unquote fell off, was there? And there's not a back entrance to the theatre that I'm not aware of? Ooh, spooky. God, some of these noises are grim. Listening to horrible squelchy noises. Specifically said in the theatre. I feel like not even Pathologic, not even this game, would just straight up send me to the wrong place, would it?
Yes.
That guy just saying yes is an answer to my question. Maybe he's right. Maybe he is. There's not just like... There's not anything in here that's useful to me. I'm just blind as fuck, but... Really doesn't look like it, does it? So much for doing Barak's quest then, because that seems like it's not getting me fucking anywhere. Lame. Lame, says I. So what now? What doth I do? Aside from walk through a gas cloud. There goes a poop angel. The angels of poop. Here to claim my soul. Hello. I mean, again, I'm assuming that the poop angels are some dramatic symbolism. Something, again, that goes straight over my little tiny brain, but... You know, conjoining religious iconography with the sand plague. Interesting combination. I'm dying. You know what? Yeah. Yeah, that felt right. That felt good. I made that decision completely on my own. I may have the knife may have been in his hands, but it was my decision to end it the way I did. We're rolling back to 6 o'clock, and we're just on the off chance that I did miss something. We're gonna trek back over to the cathedral, see if we can get our hands on the deceased man's clothes, because like that seems like the logical solution to this proposition of Barak's, right? He wants the clothes of one of those guys. One of those guys just died. Can we not take his clothes? Yeah. I see no reason to try and like strip a different guy naked when that guy's just sort of there and not really using the clothes anymore. Right? Am I right? About anything? Even a little bit? Just a little tiny bit right? Slightly correct? Marginally accurate in what I'm saying? What was Andre saying about Daniel's woman not being Ava but being Maria? That was an odd one. Has there ever been any sort of major non-platonic interaction between Daniel and Maria? I don't remember. I don't recall. Never been through these fun little doors before. Aren't they exciting? Don't really achieve anything, but they're exciting nonetheless. Are his clothes up here? Were they up here before I left the building? Is it some utter bullshit that like I could have looted them before I left the first time? Also, let me just get a look at this. Yeah, that's just there, huh? It was just a big zombie face up on the wall. I had not clocked that before. Again, I don't really know enough about the lore and histories of this game to understand what that's all about. I assumed that their religion was the big bull, Bodo or whatever, right? The one they're always talking about. So who's the zombie lady? What's she got to do with anything? The cathedral is clearly not in Bodo's name. It's in the name of whoever that is. Is it like some outside New Age force sort of thing, like a religious hostile takeover, sort of the Inquisitors and similar people are from. They're obviously from like a place outside of this town. They're from a more advanced sort of area of civilization. They constantly talk about this area being backwards, and stuck in its old sort of ritualistic ways and everything. So is it that the big zombie lady is like the figurehead of the new church, and the cathedral was built in honor of that? I don't know. I'm sure there's answers to all my questions somewhere in this game. There's an NPC who will tell me all these things, but I have not delved deep enough, and honestly in some of the areas where I have delved deep enough, a lot of what they're saying has just gone straight through my head without finding any purchase anyway, you know? It's just drilled a hole straight through my brain and came out the other ear again. Because people, I don't know if you've noticed, but people talk a bit flowery in this game, you know what I mean? They don't sort of just lay out the facts for you very often. Everything has to be a little bit philosophical, a little bit metaphorical, a little bit vague, speaking in circles around concepts rather than addressing them directly, you know what I mean? It's obviously a very intentional decision for that to be the case, to shroud this town in a lot more mystery than it necessarily would be if they just were like, hey, this is how things are here. Here's straight facts and information that will help you in your quests. Right. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that sentence, to be honest with you. I don't really know where I was going with anything I've been doing for the last sort of 15 minutes of gameplay. Ever since I spoke to Aglaya and completed that quest, and it sort of didn't pay off for me, I've just sort of been wandering about. We could go back to Andre again. Maybe there was more information we could have got out of him. I just sort of moved on from that whole thing pretty quickly. I don't know if there is still more to be done following up on the whole Eva situation. But it doesn't seem like I can easily find the items that Barak's asking for, so I don't think I can help him with that one. Something following me? No. Thought I heard rat noises, but just got an innate sense of paranoia just deeply ingrained into my brain at this point from playing this game. Hello, creepy child. Let us trade, creepy child. Ooh. I don't have anything that he wants that's worth 2, though I don't particularly want to trade any of this to him, so no bullets for me. That's fine. That's fine. Bullets are just the coward's way out. As proved earlier in this very video, you can definitely take down like 6 dudes just with a knife if you're persistent enough, right? That's not likely to be the case forever. Sooner or later we will start running into enemies that you just can't deal with a knife, that they will just kill you if you try. And at that point it'll be nice to have bullets, but that is not yet. That is a future problem. What is a current problem is hunger. I didn't notice that had crept up so high. There we go. There we go, feeling a lot better now. No, I know my health's fucked, but that's what it is, isn't it? That's what it is. Take some more drugs and have a sleep at some point, but for now we'll just have to accept that health is low. And, you know, worst comes to the worst, that's what bandages are for. I don't really know why I'm going back out here. I really don't think Andre's going to shed any extra light on the situation if he's even still here, but I don't know. I'm just sort of killing time here on day 7, to be honest with you. It's been a very underwhelming day. I guess the dramatic moment of the day happened at midnight when Aglaya moved in and hung a bunch of people, and now we're just sort of adjusting to the new normal, I suppose. By doing shit that doesn't pay off for me, mostly. It's just come to accept that nothing is going to pay off for me. It's almost comforting in a way, you know. Of course, Andre's not going to be at the hut. Why would he be? That would be helpful and informative. Head back to his pub. I mean, it is still marked on the map to talk to him at his pub. I don't think he's going to be there either, or if he is, he's not going to have anything to say. But I don't know. I've got nothing else to do, so why not? I'm also very aware that we are rapidly approaching the end of this video, but I think we've got time to just run over and end things at the pub. It's a good place to wrap up, I think. Leave Daniel having a nice evening, having a few drinks with his comrades. Better than leaving him stood out in the rain. I often forget that there's a jump button in this game. Just because it's like so fundamentally useless. I don't think there is a single place in this game where jumping is of any use whatsoever, right? There's not a single place where you can jump onto something that you couldn't otherwise walk onto. Like, it's just a nothing button. An excuse for your camera to just go briefly. And honestly, slow down your walking. It's not Ocarina of Time. Rolling constantly isn't going to get you anywhere any faster. This is absolutely the sort of game that would punish you super hard for doing something that just breaks up the monotony in any way. You know what I mean? Like, not only is it actually slower to bunny hop as I go, but it would actually, like, increase the speed that my hunger reduces, or my exhaustion goes up, or whatever, you know? Like, what the fuck is going on over there? Oh, it's just a bunch of lads having a knife fight. I see no reason to get involved in this. And yet... fuck. If I'd got there and he still wasn't dead, then I would have taken a slash. I would have gone for it. But... turns out the guards are slightly better at their job than I thought they were. No, I've not pressed this button recently. Oh, hang on. Anna Angel isn't one of my bound. What the fuck? Who's firebombing? I heard it. I heard the firebomb, man. Knows where though. Yeah, I didn't realise Anna wasn't one of my bound. I don't have to help her then. I mean, if I've got leftover schmauder on the final day, then I guess I'll go around and cure people who need it, just out the goodness of my heart, but no real advantage to it.
Why are you standing there like a dummy?
You have to be such a prick. We were both close to Ava. I just wanted to come talk about her, you know, untimely death and stuff, but, you know, I guess the fact that I just saved you from a horde of angry barbarians doesn't matter to you, huh? No? Okay. Thanks for everything then, Andre. You've been an absolute pal, an absolute star, a really useful informant, and the sort of man that I am happy to have as an acquaintance. And we'll call that the end of the video. I'll see you next time. Bye.